Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Since it's summer and we are able to do some outdoor cooking, I thought I would share this delicious Sourie Achar recipe with you guys. Remember, for all the ingredients and measurements, it will be listed down below in the description box. Now let's get started. Now for ingredients, here's what I will be using. In my bowl, I've already prepared my soury. I'll show you in a few how I did that. Here I have some pimento pepper, garlic, hot pepper, and a few bay leaf. I also have here my Anchar Massala from the Chief brand, which is one of my favorite products. I have some Geera and I have some salt. And over here I have my mustard oil. You can use any brand of your choice. This is the only brand I've been able to find lately, so I hope it's a good brand. It's the first time I'll be using that brand. Now here is a look at the soury. I finished washing it, and after washing, I'm just going to cut off the little piece on the top here, which is the stem, and I like to cut off a piece on the bottom as well, but it's not really necessary. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Now, on my trip to St. Kitts and Nevis, I brought these soury back, and I thought it's a good opportunity to share the recipe step by step on how I am going to prepare this soury achar. Now to my pot of boiling water, I'm just going to add in my soury. Once you add the soury to the pot, allow the water to come back up to a boil, and you are going to allow the soury to boil for about 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to give that a stir, allow it to cook for the 4 minutes, and I'll come back and show you guys the next step. Now after about 4 minutes of boiling the soury, I'm just going to remove one, and we are going to test it to make sure that it is fully cooked. To do so, you're going to take your spoon and just chop one in the middle. Once it glides through effortlessly, you know you're good to go. We are then going to remove the soury from the water, and we are going to allow it to drain. We just want all the excess water that the soury absorbed to fully drain out. Now while our soury is draining off, we are going to prepare our seasoning. So to my hand blender, I have my garlic, pimento pepper, and hot pepper. If you would like to add some liquid to your blender, then you can go ahead and add some of the mustard oil. We don't want to add any water, period. Now adding any water to this will extend the cooking process and even shorten the shelf life span of the achar. So you want to make sure you add the mustard oil instead of the water. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend this, and I'll be right back. Now the next step is using a table fork and just mash the soury up a little bit. If you like yours on the chunkier side, then keep it a little bit chunky. But I like mine's just in between, not so chunky or not so mushy, as you see in here in the video. Now to that, I'm going to go ahead and add in my blended seasoning, and I'm going to mix it to make sure that everything is nicely distributed. Once everything is nicely distributed, I'm going to add in my Geera, and I'm also going to add in my salt. After adding those two in, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in a little bit of my Anchar Massala. Now using a teaspoon or a tablespoon, I'm just going to add in a little bit at a time. I'm then going to mix that in to make sure that the color suits me, and if not, I can add in some more. Now you're going to taste it as well to make sure that there's enough salt and pepper. If you would like to add some more pepper or salt, then you can do so. It's not a problem. Now after making any adjustment that is needed, we are going to head over to the stove. Now this is the color I was trying to achieve. It's not too dark, but when we fry it up, it's going to get a little bit darker. So try not to add too much of the Anchar Massala in the beginning. Otherwise, when you fry this up, it will become bitter if there is too much masala. So I've added my bay leaf and we are heading over to the stove. Now to my preheated pan, I'm going to go in with my mustard oil. After adding in my mustard oil, I'm also going to go in with my bay leaf. We are then going to allow the oil to come up to a nice hot temperature and allow the bay leaf to infuse a bit in the oil. And now you're going to go ahead and add in your achar. We're then going to just fry this up a bit. Allow any water that is within the soury mixture to fry out completely. You don't want to add or have any water to this. You want to make sure that all the water is completely evaporated. And you will know when the water is completely evaporated when the oil is starting to separate from the achar. Now here's a quick look at when the oil is starting to separate from the achar. I'm not sure if you are seeing it, but I know what to look for, so I am seeing it here. But once you get to this stage, you can turn your stove off, allow this to cool down, and it is ready to serve. I like to serve mine like about 3 days after making it. Now to store this, you're going to place it in a sealed tight glass container and you can leave it on top of your counter. You don't need to put this in the sun. You don't need to have it in your fridge. You can have this on your counter. It will last up to a year and more once you complete the step that I've shown you and you've done it correctly. Now that brings us to the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoy making it for you all. Now if you would like to try this recipe and have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me in the comment section. Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipe. As usual, I want to say thank you for watching. Goodbye.